Then, now, forever. Together.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am WWE commentator Skittleman, and I'm here with you tonight at the WWE Raw post show. Now I must say, tonight we had a crazy night. We had our women come out and declare that whoever wins against in next week's match, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley will go on to face Liv Morgan for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And now was made official here tonight. We will see Rhea Ripley next week facing Bianca Belair, and the winner of that match will go on to face Liv Morgan. And also we had tonight just an absolutely insane of a match. An absolute turmoil. We had Bronson Reed face against Kevin Owens. Now I want to show you guys a bit of the aftermath and the effects of that match here. We see just the absolute chaos, the blood on the face of Kevin Owens, and we also seen here the first of the moments here. We've seen Kevin Owens get put through just a steel board. But it seems here, Kevin Owens, this was the first stunner of the night. Now I must say, and we also had tonight, we also had an hour main event. We had Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest all in a triple threat tonight. But let's take a look at what happened. Let's take a look at what happened here after the match. We had Finn Balor come out and just cash in his Money in the Bank. Now I must say, we seen what happened earlier on tonight with Finn Balor against the phenomenal one AJ Styles, as we had the Judgment Day try to come out and just help Finn Balor, but ultimately Damian Priest ruined that for Balor. Now it seems here that tonight it turned around in the Judgment Day's favor. Now I just want to come out and say this. You know, we had a crazy night tonight. We had an insane, we had a brutal, tonight was very impactful on Monday Night Raw. Now I want you to just take a look at what happened for the cash-in. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have here, and a Claymore here from McIntyre, as McIntyre was fed up, as he should have came out on top, but obviously having that win stole beneath him. And McIntyre, he had that look on his face, throwing Priest back into the ring for one more Claymore as he set up Damian Priest for the inevitable. And a bit of complaining here from McIntyre. McIntyre yelling at the top of his lungs how he's tired of having every moment swept from beneath his feet, as he came in with one final Claymore. And ladies and gentlemen, that Claymore was enough to send the Judgment Day running out, scurrying for a successful cash-in by Finn Balor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I must note to you this cash-in seemed like it was planned since earlier. It seems like, Finn had one thing in mind. And Dominic Mysterio, as we know early on tonight, told Finn that there would be indeed a championship match. And Finn Balor used that opportunity to hit a shotgun drop kick just to go up top and end it all with a coup de grace and to become our new World Heavyweight Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I want you to please welcome the winner of tonight's Hell in a Cell match, Kevin Owens. But, ladies and gentlemen, I must say this. Ladies and gentlemen,
Man can't get no help.
let me assist you here. May I take the crutches? Here we go.
Yes, yeah. All right. Well, first off, let me get my first words off first. You're all here watching me. Now, as I said, any questions?
Me.
Yeah. X head.
Um, Hello, Kevin. I am Fishman Villain Stephen C. Podcast. I just want to ask you, do you have any updates? Do you have any injuries or anything? We did see you took a few bumps that look like they hold a lot. Do you have any updates or anything?
First off, let me add on your lap. I would want you to repeat that because I didn't hear a single word that you just said. Please speak clearly this time.
Oh, Kevin, I want to ask you, do you have any injuries? We just want to check up on you after you took some hard bumps of the Hell in a Cell match.
Well, am I here standing?
Yes, sir.
There's your answer. Not only did I lose a massive amount of blood just off of that match itself, you can see it on my face. I'm bandaged up. You can see the blood, the bruises seeping through this tank top. You can see my face all bruised up. So, to that question, yes, I'm injured, but I'm not down, and I'll still continue to fight week to week. Next question.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So what were you feeling what were you feeling before your match? Like when you're going down the ramp?
Well, one of the best things is you had that adrenaline rush. So I was feeling energized, hyped. I was stoked, a little bit of angry, all emotions going through the roof. And as we saw, that went on to help me win in the first ever WWE X Roblox Hell in a Cell match. Next question.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No? Any more questions? Okay, well, to the big man in the back, you know exactly who you are. I see you holding that camera back there. Yeah, no. That
I
man
actually
in
got
the
one
back.
question.
He's
I got one question.
X ahead.
How are you walking?
Oh, I think you're one blind man, because I was on here on a crutch and I had to get help from this lovely commentator to my right.
Now, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens has endured a lot tonight, being put through a board, having thumbtacked and lodged into his back. Now, Owens, I know that tonight was a very memorable night for you, a very memorable night for the WWE Universe. But I have one question for myself. You know, out of since Payback up to now, and I know that animosity stayed with you when it came to beating Big Bronson Reed tonight. What was your true intentions coming out of tonight's match?
As my shirt says, Kevin was right. And my intention was to kill that man, if not hurt that man even worse. And as my shirt says, you know how he looks now. He was stuck in that ring, had to get medics to carry him out. Kevin was right. Now, as I'll ask, any more questions? No, wait, hold on. To the big man in the back, behind, behind that camera right there, you know exactly who you are. Can I voice my frustration? Now, as you all saw, you saw a main event. You saw a new champion. You saw a cash in. And that's something that I hate. I always hated being overshadowed. And as you saw in that main event, it was nothing but a horrible match that I've ever seen in my life. You could go to the bingo hall, pick up some random kid in the crowd, pick up a cripple. You could probably even pick up my grandma. And she could go in that ring on a Monday Night Raw in the main event, have a spot down, have everything listed, and she could still put on the best matches you ever seen in your life. Better than anything that they ever put on. Better than anything that we all will see. But I'll stop it right there.
Now, one final question,
Congratulations
Owens.
to our new. Uh, any more questions? I
I
see a hand up right there. Good sir to you. Let's see if we can get you on up here. Big man in the back says my time is up. Thank you for all of you. I said what I said about that main event. Goodbye. I need help. I can help.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Kevin Owens. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome next the Judgment Day. Gentlemen, grab a seat. You know, tonight, obviously, Finn, you've had some mishaps against your match against AJ Styles, coming up short because of a failed operation. But my main question to you is, at the end of the day, was it all worth it? Did it all plan out the way you wanted it?
Well, of course. Do you see this title around my waist and over my shoulder? Do you see that the greatest cash-in of all time took place tonight here in Phoenix? Phoenix will always have a special place in my heart. I got to do it in front of my family, the Judgment Day. And as for your little side comment, I think it's very unprofessional for you to sit here and say that I came up short. Because a shortcomer doesn't win world championships. A shortcomer stays on the bottom where they belong.
You know, I will give you props. You did come up that match.
Energy.
You did have a successful cash in. You see now the Judgment Day is full of gold. I see Dominic Mysterio with that Intercontinental Championship and you with that World Heavyweight Championship. But I must ask this: when it comes to gold, what will it be looking like for Carl Anderson and Gallows? You know, them two are also a family within the Judgment Day, so I feel like each and every member deserves gold around their waist.
Well, my friend, to put it bluntly, it's only a matter of time. See, for the longest time, people have doubted who I am. They've sat in here, and they've created this mockery of the man I am. They call me Pin Balor. They talk as if I'm not one of the greatest and most influential wrestlers on this planet. The domino effect that I started when I started this very club in the first place back in 2013 still affects this industry today. So to act like I'm some flash in the pan is absolutely ridiculous. When you look at somebody like the OC, Gallows and Anderson, what do I see? I see two champions. And with these guys by my side, and the best looking man in all WWE, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, by my side, we will be unstoppable for not months, not years, but decades to come. It is just getting started for the Judgment Day. You all forgot who I am. Let me remind you.
And ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there from the Judgment Day, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, and one half of the OC. And ladies and gentlemen, I would love to introduce the COO of WWE, Paul Triple H Levesque, and the CCO Ratio.
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, sir. How about you?
I'm alright. Oh! Chair broke. Nope, that chair broke. Don't even use it. So, what'd you think?
You know, and in all honesty, I think it all planned out. You know, I think tonight it felt new. You know, I've been here for a while. I feel like tonight was the night.
Yep. It definitely was a interesting show, at least to say it. Because normally you won't come across a Raw with a Hell in a Cell and a cash-in the same show. That caught a lot of people off guard, I'd say, was that cash-in. I don't think a lot of people were expecting it. But I think the Judgment Day definitely have some things to work on. Communication skills, extremely. And I feel bad for Kevin Owens back there. He put on a hell of a show, but didn't come out so clean. He could say he's the toughest guy back there, but realistically, he's probably got 4 broken bones. I'm not saying he's not the toughest guy, but he can do pretty much anything you put in mind to. All right. With that being said, Any questions?
I got a question over here. Welcome back to WXR, I guess. Of the return of Monday Night Raw. So, what happened tonight? How would this lead to the next pay per view? And like with the rosters and the storylines.
Okay. So I'm very limited to what I can say here, but I will say the next pay-per-view will be the Royal Rumble, as I was talking to Sami Zayn with, as you saw earlier in the show. And with the roster, I think you're going to be seeing a lot of new faces around here, a lot new champions. You're going to be seeing. You're just going to be seeing a lot more brutality. You're going to be seeing a lot more Scottish anger. You're going to be seeing a lot more. You might even see 619. You might be seeing Rey Mysterio lurking around somewhere. You might be seeing LA Knight, Braun Breaker. There's a whole lot of people you can choose from, and that's not even including the small, put to the side gimmicks like the Wyatt Six. Haven't seen them for a while. All right, with that being said, anybody else? Any more questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. All right,
Question.
shoot. Go ahead.
Since the opening of WXR, do you see any WrestleMania upcoming PLEs?
It's coming. It's coming. Certainly, it's coming. It's only a matter of time. That's the quote. I have two quotes. Reap what you sow, and it's only a matter of time. Those are the two quotes I will have until I die. Next question.
Thank you.
I got a question. I was thinking about it for a little bit. As you've been the chief content officer, would you care to fill us in on, anything future to look out for, such as, something to keep an eye out on?
All right. I like that question. Good question. One person in particular, I would keep an eye out. I brought him up last time I talked. Drew McIntyre. You see how he's on a hot roll right now, right?
Yes, I'm listening.
He needs to get his anger check. I also heard some commotion happening backstage with another superstar with him and with Drew and another superstar. It happened right before this press conference started. I can't get into what happened exactly, but
I kind of heard some commotion, and I kind of heard a voice. I heard Drew and some other guy sounded really angry. Could you give us more intake on that? Were you near when it happened? Were you around the vicinity? Did you break it up?
I do know what happened, but I'd rather not talk about it at the moment.
Yeah, okay, I understand. I truly understand. Now, another question I have is, the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I saw the whole you in your office with Sami Zayn, and you were talking about whatever. Can I get more intake on the Royal Rumble?
I do know for one fact it will take place in July. That is a certain fact. The pay-per-view will be in July, early July or so. The Royal Rumble, I don't know exactly where it's going to be located just yet, but I know it is coming. But we have been talking to a lot of arenas, and one of the main arenas we've been looking at is Lucas Oil Stadium.
Ooh, I like that. Triple H, you kind of opened up the show tonight. I want you to give your insight. What were you feeling? Seeing that many people in the stands and with VIP tickets and chanting your name. What was going through your head? Obviously since you're a veteran and you've been doing this for so long.
Yes, I've been doing this for a while now. I mean, you can see I lost all my hair. Used to have great hair, but all gone now. What I saw when I walked out those two, pun intended here, when I was walking out, I saw a door opening.
Yeah.
I saw the new future, a new era. I saw the WXR era. I saw the rookies slowly turn into legends without even doing anything yet. I saw what the fans could contribute to the energy in the arena. And also, another thing I've seen is the activity on social media with superstars and fans. They've been getting into it a little bit. I try to get people like Gunther under control because he talks a lot. There's a lot of people that have a very, very bad temper. Drew McIntyre. But other than that, next question.
I have one more question.
All right, hit me.
Prior to your promo at the opening, what was your perspective of Seth Rollins interrupting you?
I don't have a problem with the guy. He's done his achievements. He has many more to come. I could see in the future because he's still at a good age in the 30s. I could see him going a little bit farther in life. I could see a couple more title runs. I appreciated his compliments he gave me right when he came out, but I would have appreciated it if he would have just waited until I finished. Next question.
All right, thank you.
Paul, I have a question. Of course, on the topic of the Royal Rumble, we did see you in the office with Sami Zayn. He talked about some type of email. Can we get some type of intake on that?
I don't really. So, when it comes to Sami, right? He has the heart, but when you put him in a ring with all those giants, I see him putting a big mark in the Rumble, but I don't really see him coming out. So, don't ever doubt the guy, right? Don't doubt him. Don't put him at the bottom of the list. Don't underestimate him because that's what he gets all his power from. But yeah, if you underestimate him, he'll probably win the whole Rumble. But when you have odds and you don't even know who some of the entrants are, but you still have Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, and all those other heavyweights, I don't see him making it that far. All right.
I have a question right here.
Sorry, all questions are taken, but I would like to say that we had over 400 viewers tonight, which broke the SummerSlam record of attendance. It was beautiful. And in-game, I am proud to announce we had over 78 fans in-game attendance. All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was our COO of WWE. And thank you for coming to our post show of WWE Monday Night's Raw. And we will see you next week on Friday Night SmackDown.
Hey, referees! They need help! Help! Over here! Help!
Hey, what's going on over here?
Hey, Oos, what are you doing?
Get off of him!
Stop fighting. Oos.
Get off of him now!
Back up, you buddy!
Chill out.
Back up, you buddy!
Back up!
Stop that, Oos.
Sammy.
Stop it.
Is Sammy okay? Is Sammy okay?
He didn't do nothing to you. just want to cause
Sammy,
problems.
chill over here. Chill out over here. Okay.
Back up.
This has been a special presentation of WWE.